Leo sat at the edge of the mining station's mess hall, staring at his empty lunch container. His stomach growled and his brow furrowed. The container had been full just 15 minutes ago. He had left it on the table while helping a co-worker reset a jam drill outside. Now it was empty. Nothing remained except a smear of sauce and a few crumbs. Not funny, he muttered, looking around. No one seemed to notice or care. A few humans sat at other tables, chatting and laughing. Two Gorgons, tall lizard-like aliens, were playing a card game. The head engineer, a bulky man named Carter, stood by the coffee machine complaining about bad wiring. Leo had been on this mining station for 4 months. It wasn't glamorous, but it paid well. Life was routine. Wake up, fix machines, eat, and sleep. But this was personal. Someone had stolen his lunch. He scanned the mess hall again. A small movement caught his eye near the far door. Vent cover rattled, then dropped back into place. Strange. Leo stood, walked over, and opened the vent. Dust and darkness. He shined his small flashlight inside. Scuff marks and tiny footprints. Someone small had crawled through here. Leo blinked. Seriously, he crawled in, ignoring the dust and the tight squeeze. After 10 minutes of crawling, the vent opened into a lower maintenance shaft. He dropped down quietly, landing on the metal floor. This part of the station was barely used. Most workers avoided it because of the cold and the odd sounds from the pipes. As he moved forward, he heard something soft chewing. Someone was eating. He peeked around a corner. There he was, a young alien, no older than maybe 12 or 13 by human standards, sitting cross-legged beside an old heater. Green skin with black tribal markings ran down his neck. His eyes were large, yellow, and full of surprise as he locked eyes. With Leo. In his hands was Leo's sandwich half gone. Leo stepped forward. Hey, the alien punk bolted, dropping the sandwich and scrambling through another vent. Leo chased him, but the boy was too fast. Within seconds, he disappeared into the station's dark maze. Leo stood there, breathing hard, staring at the half-eaten food. Who even are you? He whispered. The next day, Leo came prepared. During lunch, he packed an extra sandwich and placed it in the same spot. Then he hid behind a stack of storage crates nearby. After 15 minutes, the same alien kid crept in. His movements were careful, his eyes scanning the room. He snatched the sandwich and turned. Leo stepped out. Got you? The boy froze. He didn't run. Instead, he clutched the sandwich close to his chest, like it was treasure. Leo raised his hands. I'm not going to hurt you. Just, why are you stealing food? The boy didn't speak. His eyes darted to the left, toward a hallway. Then he ran again. Leo didn't follow this time, but something in the kid's eyes stayed with him. Not anger, not defiance, just fear. That night, Leo couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about the alien boy. Why was he on the station? Where did he come from? And why steal a sandwich when the station offered emergency food supplies? The next evening, Leo took a different approach. He left food in the same spot, but also placed a small flashlight beside it. Taped to the light was a note, written in basic galactic script. You don't have to steal. If you're hungry, we can talk. He didn't expect anything to happen. But the next day, both the sandwich and flashlight were gone. Leo smiled. Progress. 2 days later, he returned to the hidden maintenance shaft. He carried a small bag of supplies, water, snacks, and another flashlight. He crawled through the vents and followed the path he remembered. Finally, he reached a part of the station he had never seen. Old metal walls, rusted pipes, and a faint, warm glow. And there they were. The boy was kneeling beside a blanket-covered figure. An adult Varkari woman. She lay still, her breathing shallow. Her skin was pale, her limbs weak. The boy turned as Leo stepped forward, his eyes wide. Leo stopped. It's okay, he said softly. I'm not here to hurt anyone. The boy didn't move, but he didn't run either. Leo knelt and slowly opened the bag. He placed a bottle of water on the floor, along with the food. The woman stirred, then whispered something. Leo couldn't understand it, But the boy nodded. She was his mother. Leo looked at her again. Now he understood why the boy stole. It wasn't greed or mischief. It was desperation. He handed the boy the water. The boy hesitated, then took it, gently helping his mother drink. Leo didn't say anything else. He simply sat on the floor, quietly watching. And in that moment, everything changed. Leo returned to the shaft the next day, carrying more food and a small medical kit. He had taken it from the storage room without asking. He didn't care. The woman Tarek's mother was getting worse. He couldn't just ignore it anymore. The moment he dropped down from the vent, the boy stood up and blocked the way to his mother. His arms were shaking, but his face was serious. "I'm not here to fight," Leo said gently. The boy didn't speak. Instead, he looked down at the bag in Leo's hand. After a moment, he stepped aside. Leo walked in and saw the woman. Again, she was awake this time, her yellow eyes looking tired but calm. Her skin was dry, her lips cracked. Her breathing was rough, like it hurt just to stay alive. Leo opened the bag. "I brought medicine. It's not much, just basic pain relief. Water purifiers, bandage spray." The woman gave a weak smile. "Thank you, human," she said slowly. Her voice was thin, but kind. Leo nodded, then looked at the boy. "What's your name?" "Tarek." The boy said softly. It was the first time he spoke. Leo smiled. "Nice to meet you, Tarek. I'm Leo." Tarek didn't smile back, but he sat down and helped Leo give water to his mother. Shaika, that was her name, took slow sips. Leo checked her pulse and gently touched her forehead. She was burning with fever. "She needs real care," Leo said. "A med unit, oxygen, something?" "No," Tarek said quickly. "If station officers find us, they'll take her away. Maybe kill her." Leo frowned. "Why would they do that?" "We're not allowed here," Tarek whispered. "We escaped from a cargo ship. We hid during landing." Leo felt a chill. No one ever checked the old supply vents. It made sense. If they crawled out unseen, they could hide for days, weeks even. "Does anyone else know you're here?" Tarek shook his head. "No one. Just you." Leo sat back. He rubbed his face with his hands. This was getting serious. If the station leaders found them, Shaika and Tarek might be deported or worse. The rules were strict. Unregistered aliens were treated like threats. He looked at Tarek. "Why didn't you ask for help? They don't help people like us." Tarek said, "We are nothing to them." Leo felt something stir in his chest. Anger, sadness, guilt. He was just an engineer. He didn't make the rules. But he also couldn't sit back anymore. "Okay," Leo said. "We'll keep this quiet, but you have to trust me." "Can you do that?" Tarek hesitated, then gave a small nod. Over the next few days, Leo returned again and again, sometimes twice a day. He brought soup in thermos bottles, clean water, more medicine. He brought books, to simple children's books in Galactic Common. He taught Tarek a few new words. Tarek listened closely, like he wanted to learn everything quickly. Shaika improved a little at first. Her fever dropped. Her breathing calmed. She even laughed once, though it was weak and short. Leo liked talking to her. She told him about the stars, about old stories from her homeworld. She was gentle and wise. And tired, very tired. One evening, as Leo packed up his empty bags, Shaika reached out and touched his hand. "You're kind," she said. "Not many are." Leo smiled sadly. "I just don't want him to be alone." "He won't be," she whispered. "Not as long as you're here." That night, Leo sat in his bunk, staring at the ceiling. He didn't sleep. His thoughts kept spinning. What if someone found them? What if Shaika died anyway? What if Tarek had to hide forever? He had to do something. The next morning, he visited a friend, a quiet woman named Mira who worked in inventory control. She had access to supplies and rarely asked questions. "Mira," he said in a low voice, "I need a favor, life support, gel packs, and a portable air filter. I'll pay." Mira raised an eyebrow. "What are you doing, Leo?" "Helping someone who's about to die," he said. "Please." After a long silence, Mira sighed. "You didn't get these from me." "I didn't," Leo said, taking the supplies. He rushed back to the shaft, heart pounding. But as he entered, The hidden space. He saw Tarek sitting beside his mother, holding her hand. Shaika's eyes were closed. Her skin looked pale again. Worse than before. Leo dropped the bag and ran over. She's okay, Tarek said quickly. Just sleeping. But Leo knew. Shaika was slipping again. He opened the medical kit and started working fast. Applying the gel to her arms, setting up the air filter near her head, he whispered gently, telling her to breathe. She stirred slightly. You're not going yet, Leo said softly. Not yet. Tarek looked at him with wide eyes. Will she be okay? Leo didn't answer right away. He just took Shaika's hand and held it tightly. Leo sat quietly, holding Shaika's hand as the machine hummed beside her. The air filter released soft puffs of clean oxygen. It wasn't perfect, but it was helping her breathe easier. Shaika didn't open her eyes, but her chest rose more calmly now. Tarek sat across from Leo, hugging his knees and watching closely. His eyes were full of fear, but also trust something new. Thank you, Tarek said softly. Leo looked at him. I'm not a doctor, but I'll keep trying. You're doing more than anyone else. Tarek replied. They stayed like that for a while, the small room filled with the sounds of air, quiet breathing, and the soft beeps of a cheap scanner Leo had brought from the workshop. Leo reached into his bag and pulled out a small energy bar. Here, he said, you need to eat too. Tarek took it slowly. I haven't had one of these since we left the cargo ship. Leo frowned. What happened? Tarek looked down. We were working on a trader ship. My mom fixed things. I helped her. But when she got sick, the captain said we were no use. He locked us in storage. We escaped through a vent, waited until the ship docked here. Then we crawled out and hid. Leo's stomach turned. He just left you? Tarek nodded. He said the station would take care of us. But we knew. No one would. Leo felt anger building. Not just at the captain but at the system, people. Like Shaika and Tarek were treated like they didn't matter. You shouldn't have to live like this. Leo said, we don't have a choice. Leo thought for a long moment. Then he said, maybe we do. That evening, Leo went back to his room and started drawing a plan. He couldn't keep sneaking supplies forever. Sooner or later, someone would notice. He needed help, but not from the leaders. He needed people who cared. He made a list of names, people he trusted. Mira, of course, also Yannick, the quiet cleaner who always offered extra coffee, and Dahlia, a medic who once treated an injured alien secretly during a storm. The next day, Leo talked to Mira first. She met him near the back of the supply bay. How bad is it? She asked. She's dying, Leo said. But the kid, he's smart. He just needs safety. Both of them do. Mira nodded. I'll keep helping. I've got old supplies no one checks. Oxygen tanks, blankets, water tabs. Next was Yannick. Leo found him sweeping near the reactor vents. You need to keep a secret? Yannick asked. Leo nodded. Double quotes, then don't say anything. I'll just keep dropping extra ration packs behind Section 6. If they disappear, I'll pretend I never saw them. Finally, Leo met Dahlia in the hallway outside the med bay. She looked tired from a long shift, but when he told her about Shaika, she didn't hesitate. Bring me a blood sample, she said. I'll test it quietly. Maybe we can find out what's really wrong. Leo smiled. He was building something real. People helping, without orders, without rules. Just kindness. Later that night, he returned to the hidden room. Shaika was still resting. Tarek smiled when he saw Leo. You came back. I always will, Leo said. He handed Tarek a warm blanket. This is from Mira. She said it's heat insulated. Tarek touched it gently. Thank you. Leo then pulled out a small device. And this is a holobook. I thought maybe you'd like to learn while you're here. Tarek's eyes lit up. Really? I can read human stuff. Sure, Leo said. And we can add your language too. We'll learn together. The next few days felt better. Shaika's health didn't get worse, and some days, she even spoke clearly. Tarek laughed more often. Leo brought little puzzles and games to keep his mind sharp. But the peace didn't last. One afternoon, as Leo left the shaft, he saw someone standing at the far end of the hallway. It was Kerr, one of the security techs. His arms were crossed, and his eyes were sharp. "What were you doing down there?" Kerr asked. Leo forced a smile. "Just fixing old circuits. Funny." Kerr said, "I checked the logs. No work." "Order there." Leo's heart pounded. "Sometimes I just check things myself." Kerr didn't look convinced. "You hiding something, Leo?" "No," Leo said quickly. "Of course not." But as he walked away, he knew things had changed. Kerr had seen too much. Leo returned to Shika and Tarek and told them what happened. Tarek's face dropped. "What if they come?" Leo looked at Shika. Her eyes were open now. She knew. "We'll be ready," Leo said. "I won't let them take you." Shika reached out and took Leo's hand, her grip weak but steady. "Thank you for giving us this time." Leo felt the weight of her words deep in his chest, and he knew he had to protect them. No matter what. Leo couldn't sleep that night. He kept thinking about Care's cold stare and the questions that had no answers. The station had strict rules. If anyone found unregistered aliens, they had to report them. If Leo didn't act fast, Shika and Tarek would be taken away, or worse, early the next morning. Leo met Mira in the supply room. She noticed the worry on his face right away. "Someone saw you, didn't they?" she asked. Leo nodded. "Security tech, Kerr." He asked questions. "I think he suspects something." Mira frowned. "Then we don't have much time." Leo looked down. "They won't survive being moved. Shika's too weak." Mira walked to a small locker and opened it. "I've got a few old ID tags, fake ones from the last station upgrade. Maybe they can buy some time." Leo stared at them. "Think they'll fool the scanners?" "Not forever," she said, "but long enough to get help." Leo took them and whispered, "Thank you." He spent the rest of the day gathering everything they would need: clothes, medicine, emergency food. He even found a portable heater. Core and stuffed it into a large bag. That evening, he returned to the hidden shaft. Tarek ran to him as soon as he entered. "Leo, Mom's awake. She asked about you." Leo smiled, but his heart was still heavy. He walked in and knelt beside Shika. Her skin was pale, her breathing slow, but she opened her eyes and managed a faint smile. "You look tired, human," she said. "You don't look so great either," Leo said, trying to keep the mood light. Shika chuckled weakly. "Fair, Leo. Lean closer. We might have to move you soon. Someone's watching me." Shika closed her eyes. "Do what you must, but take care of him." Leo looked at Tarek, who sat nearby, reading from the holobook. "I will," Leo said softly. The next morning, everything changed. The loudspeakers on the station crackled to life. "Attention, Galactic Patrol ship incoming. Biosign scans have picked up unknown signatures. All crew must remain at stations. No movement until cleared." Leo froze. Patrol ships meant one thing: search and removal. Someone had reported something. Or maybe Kerr had told command. Leo ran through the hallways, avoiding the main corridors. He slipped into the hidden shaft and found Tarek packing the food quietly. He looked calm, but his hands were shaking. "They're here," Tarek said. "I heard it," Leo nodded. "We need to hide your mother." They lifted Shika carefully, wrapping her in blankets and setting her behind an old metal panel that could be sealed shut. It wasn't perfect, but it would block scanners for a short time. Leo placed a fake ID tag near her chest. "If they scan, maybe they'll think she's registered." Then he turned to Tarek. "You need to come with me." Tarek looked back at his mother. "But we'll come back," Leo said. "I promise. But if they find all of us here, it's over." Tarek nodded slowly. They crawled through the vents and reached the outer workshop. Leo gave Tarek a tool belt and a small visor. "You're my assistant today. Don't talk. Just stay close." The patrol ship docked an hour later. Soldiers in black armor spread through the station. Scanners buzzed as they walked through every hall, every storage bay. Leo kept his head down, pretending to fix a broken vent. Tarek stayed beside him, pretending to sort tools. A soldier stopped near them. "Name?" the soldier asked. "Leo Grayson." "Engineer, level 3, Leo replied. "Who's this?" The soldier pointed at Terek. Leo's single quotes S mouth was dry. "My helper." Station approved. Mira signed off on him. ID tags in the system. The soldier looked at Tarek. You look familiar? Ever served on a cargo ship? Tarek didn't move. Didn't speak. Leo answered quickly. He's mute. Trauma case? Doesn't talk. The soldier stared for a long second, then walked away. Leo waited until the sound of boots faded. That night, Leo returned to the shaft. Shaika was still there, breathing, but barely. He knelt beside her and held her hand. It was cold. They're leaving tomorrow, Leo whispered. We made it through the search. Shaika opened her eyes slowly. You protected him? Leo nodded. I'll keep doing it, always. She gave him the faintest smile. Then I can rest. Leo didn't know what to say. He just held her hand. Tighter. Terek sat across from him, silent. For the first time, Leo realized the truth. Shaika might not make it, but Tarek still had a chance, and Leo would give him everything he could. The patrol ship left the next day. The speakers announced, scan complete. No threats detected. Patrol ship departing. Leo stood on the maintenance deck, watching the ship disappear into the black sky. His heart finally slowed. They had made it through. Somehow. He walked quickly. Back to the shaft. Tarek followed beside him, quiet and serious. When they reached the hidden room, Leo knelt by Shaika's side. Her eyes were closed, but her chest still moved slow and steady. He whispered, They're gone. You're safe. Shaika opened her eyes a little and looked at him. Thank you for keeping your promise. Leo smiled. You don't have to thank me. Just keep breathing. Tarek sat down on the other side of his mother and gently brushed a hand across her forehead. We were so close, he said softly. Leo nodded. Too close. He took a deep breath and opened a small metal box he had carried with him. Inside were 2 vials, real medicine, strong stuff. Dahlia had given them to him just the day before. You only get 2 doses, she had warned. Make them count. Leo checked Shaika's pulse and injected the first vial into her arm. She winced slightly, then relaxed. It'll take time, Leo said. But it should help. They stayed with her for hours, talking in soft voices. Leo told Tarek about Earth, about blue skies and oceans. Tarek asked questions, curious about animals, food, even music. Leo laughed. You've never heard music? Tarek shook his head. Not real music. Leo opened his portable speaker and played a soft tune. It was something from Earth, gentle piano notes. Tarek closed his eyes and listened, a small smile on his face. That night, Leo didn't go back to his bunk. He stayed in the shaft, sitting against the cold metal wall. He didn't sleep much, just rested with one eye open, always listening. In the early morning, he heard a soft whisper. Leo. He looked up. Shaika was trying to sit up. Her face was pale, but her voice was stronger. Leo rushed over. You should rest. I've rested enough, she said with a small smile. Tarek helped her sit against the wall. She looked at both of them. I know I don't have much time, she said. Leo frowned. Don't say that. I feel it, she said. But that's not why I speak now. Leo leaned closer. When I'm gone, Shaika said slowly, you must take care of him. He is clever, strong, but still young. He'll listen to you. Leo nodded. I will. I promise. Teach him, she added, not just how to fix machines, but how to be kind, how to be brave. Leo's voice caught in his throat. I'll teach him everything I know. Shaika looked at Tarek. You've been strong for me, my son. Now, be strong for yourself. Tarek's eyes filled with tears, but he nodded. He took his mother's hand in both of his. Leo sat beside them, holding her other hand. That afternoon, Shaika's breathing slowed. She closed her eyes, and a peaceful look came over her face. She didn't speak again. Leo and Tarek stayed beside her. No words. Just silence. When night came, Leo wrapped Shaika in a soft cloth and carried her through the dark tunnels. Tarek walked beside him. They reached the outer edge of the station, an old cargo bay with access to the surface. The stars above were bright. The moon they orbited cast a silver glow across the rocks. Leo dug a small grave beneath a metal arch, hidden from view. He placed Shaika's body inside gently and covered it with care. He didn't know the right words. So he simply said, "You mattered. You were loved." Tarek stood still, silent. Leo placed a small marker beside the graven old tool handle, carved with Shaika's name. They sat beside it for a long time. "What now?" Tarek asked finally. Leo looked at him. "Now we live, for her, and for us." They returned to the station quietly. Leo gave Tarek his own room in the unused maintenance hall, clean and warmed by portable heaters. Mira brought clothes. Dahlia checked Tarek's health. Yannick gave him his first tool belt. Day by day, Tarek began to smile again. He worked beside Leo, learning how to fix wires, repair panels, and check energy flows. He listened carefully and asked good questions. He was fast, sharp, curious. "You're a better engineer than I was at your age," Leo said one day. "That's because I have a good teacher," Tarek replied with a grin. Leo smiled, but deep inside, he still remembered Shaika's final words. Be brave, be kind. He would teach Tarek that too, because a sandwich was once stolen. And now Leo had something more than a lunch to care about. He had someone to protect. Weeks passed quietly. Tarek had changed. The once scared and silent boy was now moving confidently through the station's lower levels, always beside Leo. He carried his own toolkit, knew how to patch wires, and even learned how to reroute power when systems failed. He didn't steal anymore. He didn't need to. Leo was proud, though he didn't say it out loud often. He had taught many young workers before, but none like Tarek. There was something special about the way the boy noticed small things others missed: loose screws, tiny leaks, flickering lights others ignored. "I saw a crack in the coolant pipe by storage bay too," Tarek said one day. Leo blinked. "Seriously? I just checked that yesterday. It's behind the left panel. Hard to see," Tarek said. Already picking up his tools. They fixed it together, and Leo shook his head with a smile. "You've got sharp eyes," Tarek shrugged. "I had to learn fast. Back then, when we were hiding, one mistake meant we get caught." Leo didn't answer right away. He just placed a hand on Tarek's shoulder. "You're not hiding anymore. Still, not everything was peaceful. Security." Tekker hadn't forgotten. He didn't say much, but he kept watching. Sometimes Leo would see him standing in a hallway, just staring. Other times, he'd ask strange questions to crew members about unusual activity in maintenance zones. Leo stayed careful. Tarek had a fake ID chip now one Mira helped set up, but it wouldn't fool a deep scan. If Kerr ever got close, they'd be in trouble again. One evening, while Leo and Tarek worked on a broken vent near the power core, they heard footsteps. Kerr appeared, holding a scanner. "Evening," Kerr said. Leo forced a smile. "Just doing some repairs." Kerr looked at Tarek. "What's your name, kid?" "Tarek," he said calmly. "Don't think I've seen your file," Kerr replied, narrowing his eyes. Leo stepped between them. "He's my assistant. His file is under station helper list. Level 0 access." Kerr scanned Tarek anyway. The device beeped once, then went quiet. Leo held his breath. Finally, Kerr grunted and walked away. But his look said one thing: he wasn't done. That night, Leo spoke to Tarek in a hushed voice. "We might have to leave someday. Leave the station?" Tarek asked. Leo nodded. "If Kerr finds out the truth, he'll call patrol again, and next time, they'll check deeper." "Where will we go?" Tarek asked. Leo didn't have an answer. "I know someone who helps people like us. She works with aid groups. She might be able to get us off station. New IDs, but safe place." Tarek looked down. "But this is our home now." Leo felt the same. He didn't want to leave either. But if staying meant putting Tarek at risk, he had to be ready. 2 days later, Dahlia came with news. "A trade ship's passing through in 3 days," she said. "They work with aid networks. No questions asked. If you want the boy out, that's your window." Leo looked at Tarek. The boy said nothing, but his hands gripped his tool belt tightly. "I'll go if you think it's best," Tarek whispered. Leo didn't know what to say. Part of him wanted to protect Tarek by sending him away, but another part wanted to fight to stay and make this place safe. "We'll decide together," Leo said at last. But fate didn't wait for their choice. That night, Kerr showed up at Leo's quarters with 2 security officers. We need to run a deeper check on your assistant. Kerr said coldly. Leo stood firm. You already scanned him. That was a surface check. Now we go deeper. Leo felt anger rising. He's just a kid. He does his job. What's your real reason? My reason, Kerr said, is that I don't trust the knowns working. Near the station's power grid, Leo's hands curled into fists. But before he could speak again, Tarek stepped forward from behind the doorway. I'll come, he said. Leo turned to him. Tarek, no, it's okay, Tarek said calmly. If they scam me, they'll know. But maybe I can tell them the truth first. Leo's heart pounded. Kerr looked pleased. Smart choice. As they walked toward the medbay for the scan, Leo stayed beside Tarek. If anything happens, don't be afraid. I'll be there. Tarek nodded. You already saved me once. As they entered the scan room, Leo held his breath. Whatever happened next would change everything. Leo held his breath as the deep scan began. The machine hummed softly, light flashing over Tarek's body. The security officers watched closely, waiting for results. Kerr leaned forward. This will show everything. No hiding. Tarek stood still, eyes steady but calm. Leo wished he had that kind of courage. Minutes passed like ours. Finally, the screen beeped. The lead officer looked at the data, then back at Tarek. There was silence. Your identification is unusual, the officer said carefully, but no illegal substances or threats detected. Kerr frowned. What is he hiding? Leo stepped forward. Nothing illegal. Tarek is not a threat. The officer glanced at Leo. Explain. Leo took a deep breath. Tarek and his mother came here as refugees. They escaped from a cargo ship where they were mistreated. His mother fell ill. I've been helping them survive. Tarek is just a boy. He's learning, working hard. He's not dangerous. The officer looked at Tarek, then back at the screen. After a long moment, he nodded. We'll report this to command. Until then, no further action. Kerr's eyes narrowed, but he said nothing. Leo felt a wave of relief. Later, outside the scan room, Tarek turned to Leo. Thank you. Leo smiled. You did great. Did I save us? Leo nodded. You saved us. In the days that followed, the station slowly returned to normal. Kerr avoided Leo and Tarek, watching from a distance but not interfering. Leo helped Tarek apply for proper registration through the aid group Dahlia worked with. It was a slow process, but it gave Tarek hope. One afternoon, Leo and Tarek sat in the workshop. Tarek was fixing a broken robot arm. You're getting really good, Leo said. Tarek smiled. I want to be an engineer like you. Leo nodded. And you will. Then Tarek looked serious. Will you stay with me? Leo paused. Of course. I'm not going anywhere. Tarek's eyes shone. You're my family now. Leo put his hand on Tarek's shoulder. And you're mine. Months passed. Tarek grew stronger and more confident. He learned about the stars, about Earth, and about kindness. Leo watched him with pride. From a hungry boy who stole a sandwich, Tarek had become someone who would build, fix, and protect. One evening, as the station lights dimmed, Leo received a message from the aid group. Tarek's registration was approved. Soon, he could travel safely and start a new life. Leo called Tarek to his quarters. You're ready for the next step. Leo said. Tarek looked nervous, but excited. Thank you, he said. For everything. Leo smiled. You don't need to thank me. You showed me what family really means. Tarek looked out the window at the stars. Will you come with me? Leo shook his head. I have my work here, but we'll always be connected no matter where you go. Tarek nodded. Then I'll make you proud. Leo watched as the boy prepared for the journey ahead. He thought about Shaika, whose courage and love had brought them together. He thought about a stolen lunch that had started it all. And he knew sometimes the smallest moments could change everything. Because even in a cold, lonely station in space, kindness could grow, and families could be made in the most unexpected ways.